Jeepers Creepers Reborn is the newest addition to the franchise that is not part of the original three, but its own standalone film in its own universe. Now, in this film, we follow a group of people who get trapped in a house, and Jeepers Creepers is there to take them out. That's basically the storyline. So I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this movie. Let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And let's get into this review of Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Okay, so Jeepers Creepers Reborn, the fourth movie with the title of Jeepers Creepers. Now, I love the first Jeepers Creepers. Absolutely think it's fantastic. The second one is watchable. It's fun. I have no real problems with it. The third one, yeah, that's its own little thing as well. So when I heard they were making a fourth one, I was like, you know what? This could be good. I mean, we've seen Halloween do it with Halloween 2018. We've seen that. We've seen it come back and do it. We've seen all these other horror movies come back and do some good stuff when they're redone. So maybe it was a bit like, I shouldn't have had such expectations for Jeepers Creepers Reborn because, look, let's be honest here. Like, when you go into a horror movie, what are you looking for? You're looking for that anxiety, that thrill, to be on the edge of your seat. You're expecting to see a bit of blood and gore. You don't necessarily go in there expecting this world-class story that's like, oh my god, that is some deep thinking there. You don't go into that. You just want to be scared. You want to go in, get those jump scares, get that anxiety feeling. That's what you go for. Does Jeepers Creepers deliver on that? Hell freaking no, it doesn't. I want to know if this is a horror movie or a comedy, because it's more comedy than horror. First off, I get it. It's a low-budget film. I totally understand low-budget films. Completely understand it. You can't have these visual effects that are absolutely fantastic. But when I've seen people with even less of a budget create films that are gorgeous looking with visual effects, you have no excuse. Because this movie relies on green screen like no tomorrow. And it is obvious. I mean, the cop cars at the end were fake. Absolutely pure fake. You could tell 90% of this film was on a green screen. And it is so distracting because you can see it as clear as day. Like, it is not even just one scene. It is the whole entire movie, except for when they're in their house. When they're actually in their house, that is actually real. Like, it's like, wow, finally we got some practical stuff. We're actually in a house. The rest of it, walking through a graveyard and everything like that, fake. And you see that and you're like, why? Why? I understand it's low budget, but you could have shot that somewhere better. Like, I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in the world or in America where there's things like graveyards that you can shoot it with and stuff. Disappointing. Absolutely that took me right out of the film straight away. The whole first scene with this elderly couple, I mean, that's when I knew I was in for a ride, because straight away they make him absolutely dumbass. Like, I mean, dumb. Really dumb. And I'm like, okay, I'm in for a ride here. And the kills in this movie, you would expect the kills to be at least decent. You don't even see the kills. You don't. They cut away. They had this problem with the editing to cut away from these kills, and you only just see blood splatter everywhere, or you just don't see the kill at all. And I'm like, come on, man, it's a horror movie. We go in here to see these kills. Like, it's a creature feature. Jeepers Creepers is a creature. He's supposed to come every, 23, 25 years and feed. I want to see him feed. Did I see that? No, I didn't. And this whole storyline to do with our main character, the girl, who Jeepers has this whole thing with, and, this whole cult and everything like that. It's weird. And it didn't work at all. None of the story worked. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. It's absolutely comedic. I'm mind blown how, the dialogue was absolutely awful. oh my god, was it awful. I'm sitting there and I'm laughing. I'm like, right, okay then. So that happened. That happened. He said that. Right, okay. And like, oh my god, it's just, it was an absolute complete mess, this movie. This movie is just one of the worst of the year. It is one of the worst. Like, it's Jeepers Creepers, man. You don't need to have like something like decent. Like, at least have like a decent plot. Like, I'm not asking for like Oscar worthy plot. I'm not asking for like a Ford v Ferrari or a King Richard. Something like that storyline. No, I'm just asking for a basic storyline that makes sense, that I can believe and go, cool, I understand why you do that. I don't believe any of this. And like, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm pretty sure they changed Jeepers Creepers in this film. Like, some of the stuff that he's doing in here, I'm like, you took away from what Jeepers Creepers was in the first original one and the second one. And now I'm kind of like, he's just like a generic human character. Like, he felt so human in this. At least in the other ones, he felt like he was demonic. He felt like he was a creature that was born from pure evil, from pure demonic possession or something like that. Like, I felt like that in the first two. This one, I just felt like he was more human, that was just mutated. And that's kind of disappointing, because you're taking away that allure of what Jeepers Creepers was and what made him so different from the other ones. But he just feels like a Michael Myers. He feels like that. He feels like a Jason. Like, it's like we already have these characters. Why do you have to make him more like that? There's references to other horror movies everywhere in this film, which I don't think was a bad thing, but they did take inspiration. Obviously, the house felt very Saw 2-esque. It really did. There's other stuff in here that felt very much like other horror movies. They even referenced the 3 Jeepers Creepers movies in this, as if they were just movies and they didn't exist in this universe. That's how you know that this is like a soft reboot. They referenced their own movies. It was hilarious. As for the characters, didn't really care for them. So I kind of was like, I don't care if they die or not, because I don't care. You haven't made me care for it. But yeah, overall, Jeepers Creepers, not very good. Absolutely not very good. If you want to laugh, though, definitely go watch this, because you will get a laugh. I laughed quite a lot in this movie because it was freaking hilarious. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that, won't we? So, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of the movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.